Anna Hickey, and welcome to the virtual Emerson Exchange, where we're going to be exploring innovative ways to leverage edge technology. Joining us for that discussion today is Nishita Palkar from Emerson. Welcome, Nishita.
My pleasure.
Now, what are you going to be showing us today?
So today I'm going to show you Emerson's PAC Systems Edge Solutions portfolio that can significantly help you leverage edge technology in a very easy, extremely scalable manner.
Now, Nishita, what are people doing now?
Well, Anna, it is very clear that automation architecture today has come a long way since the traditional PLC and SCADA setup. So there have been many advances in edge technology that show a lot of promise, and they're eager to pilot them. But what's happening is that a lot of this is being done on a piecemeal basis and with a mix and match of technologies, with the hope of scaling up in the future.
Well, now that you mentioned that, what is the problem with that approach?
Well, no problem if you intend to limit your efforts to a singular application. But you need to think about scalability and repeatability.
Right.
You ideally want to create once and use multiple times. You want to be able to start small and not rip out your progress when you want to scale. So implementing on a piecemeal basis it's good to get proof of concept or stagger your budget or resources, but it's important to select technology that will work for you just as well in the future as it did today.
So then where should we start in approaching an edge technology solution?
Well, Anna, so the first thing you want to do is get clarity on what you want to achieve. What problem are you trying to solve? What's the scale you eventually want to get to? These and other questions should inform your technology choices.
What specifically do you need to think about related to technology?
Well, as I said before, before you get into individual elements, you first have to look at it holistically. So some of the key elements you'll want to consider during technology selection are, is the technology easily scalable? Can you start small and maybe add to it easily? What's the breadth of the portfolio? Can your supplier or partner help you leverage edge across various applications and across the technology stack? What about connectivity, security, long-term technology plans? These are all some of the broader considerations that should go into selecting specific technology or platforms.
Now, what affects specific product selection within that portfolio?
So Anna, you have to start by looking at your specific application because each application has different requirements. That's why we have a broad set of portfolio that span across various applications, starting from machine level visualization all the way to plant-wide analytics. Second, they're all based on our world-class Movicon and package software. Now, one of the really nice things about this is that we have one development environment that can scale you from machine HMI to plant-wide OEE. And customers find a lot of value in that because it really helps you start as small as you'd like and scale as easily as it works for you.
Now, can we take a closer look at why we would select some of the products?
Sure. Let's start with the RXi HMI.
Great.
So the RXi HMI is a solution to provide operators with data that gives them visibility into a machine. So in this case, this conveyor right here. So now this is a very local machine level solution, and it has a lot of features to help operators with that visualization.
So this comes already integrated with the software?
Oh yes. In fact, this entire portfolio comes not only integrated, but also pre-licensed.
Wow, that sounds really valuable. Well, what's next?
So next is our RXi Edge computing devices, which are an integrated offering of our package IIoT stack with our rugged edge industrial PCs. So this is a really powerful IIoT tool for making sense of your data. It enables some very strong dashboards and graphical representation of your assets. And so, Anna, if you have a legacy system and you want to make that smart or you want to get data from it, this is absolutely what you need.
Now, does this approach still apply with greenfield projects?
It absolutely could. But if you're starting a greenfield project, you probably should consider an edge controller. So our RX3i edge controller provides deterministic, secure control as well as the same IIoT visualization we just spoke about. So since you don't have legacy systems and infrastructure to deal with, this is a really good choice for greenfield installations to, start right.
Now, what if you want to do more than this? How can this scale?
So for larger applications, whether complex machinery or multiple lines or even your entire plant, you can use the RXi supervisor or the RXi edge analytics. So these solutions run our Movicon Next automation platform on our rugged edge industrial PCs.
And what makes this platform different?
So we have a really great demo on this with Rich Carpenter
Sure.
if you want an in-depth look, but I can give you a preview over here.
Okay, great, let's go.
So you can see here that Movicon is a very powerful modular solution. And you have the power of this entire automation platform on a very reliable compute platform that you can deploy practically anywhere.
Wonderful.
So these devices provide full SCADA functionality, web monitoring through HTML5 browsers, and customized remote alarms. Customers they'll use these devices across multiple assets, production lines, or even plant-wide to get a very useful view of their operations, like on this screen here.
So now how do you address industry needs for improved OEE?
So, Anna, if OEE is your priority, you definitely want the RXi Edge Analytics.
Sure.
It provides customers with all of the functionality of the supervisor, but with a very important add-on. We've added licenses to our ProLane software on this product, and that can take you really leaps forward on your OEE visualizations. So like the screen here, where you can see your overall OEE metrics, and you can also see the individual metrics like availability, performance, quality that go into that calculation.
Now, it looks like you have a lot of different options.
We sure do. But the thing to note is that these products aren't necessarily mutually exclusive. So you can have a combination of this portfolio performing different roles in different parts of your ecosystem.
Now, Nishita, you mentioned at the beginning that often people are doing standalone edge solutions. How is this a different approach?
So it's different in a few ways. As we've explored before, this is a really scalable, holistic ecosystem across a variety of applications. Additionally, these solutions are complete with hardware as well as software. And this is important, Anna, because in these type of applications, one naturally tends to put more weight on the software selection.
Sure.
But you can only trust your software as much as you can trust the hardware that you run it on. So using reliable, industrial-grade hardware allows you to get the most longevity out of your solution, as well as gives you more flexibility on where you can deploy it, which can have multiple benefits such as latency reduction due to being close to the data.
And it looks like you've done the work for us.
Absolutely. One of the key benefits of this integrated approach is exactly that. We've done the integration for you. And we are the single source of the hardware and the software. So these are ready to deploy solutions with carefully curated hardware-software combinations that are pre-licensed. So they do come to you with a runtime license. You don't have to worry about spending hours and hours trying to make sure your system works.
And why is this important?
Well, Anna, this is really important because for our customers, the individual elements of edge computing in their systems is not their primary focus, but rather a means to an end. So when you're configuring an edge solution, you want your time to be spent on actually developing the project rather than integrating the individual elements of the hardware and the software.
Sure.
So this allows customers to focus on creating the best visualization and data analytics for them.
And what is the risk if this isn't available?
So if the time and effort needed for integrating edge systems is too onerous, it can take a toll on time to market or maybe even risk the viability of the project.
Oh, wow.
Additionally, there's always the risk that you start to integrate these individual elements and it doesn't quite work out, and now you've ended up wasting all that time. So the last risk I'll mention is that these elements are specified, when these are specified from different suppliers, customers can find it challenging to get support when they run into issues. So a lot of their time can, simply go into pinning down whether is it a hardware solution, is it a software issue, and getting the two parties to work together to solve it.
Wow, Nishita, thank you so much for your time today. Where do people go to find out more about Emerson's edge platforms?
Well, thank you for having me, Anna. You can learn more on emerson.com/PAC systems.
Wonderful. Thanks again, Nishita. And be sure to check out more demos we have available as part of the virtual Emerson Exchange.